Did you know that planning is everything? Did your mother say that? Well, she was right. Planning is everything. Because if you don't have a plan, well, you just sort of drift through your days. And you don't want that. So let's make our plans together. The small plans, the big plans. You decide what's the best plan for you. So let's listen and hear how other people are making their plans. Some of you are still not on a plan, and some of you are on a plan. So today we're going to talk about plans.
I'm going to talk to you first.
Got a plan. If you didn't plan, you wouldn't go to the hairdressers, you wouldn't go to the supermarket, you wouldn't come to class, you wouldn't do. So planning is very important to do. Without planning, would you make appointments to what? Okay.
Timbuktu.
This is just embarrassing. You got to make reservations at restaurants to gain weight, get fat. I'd like to reserve a table for 2 to get fat, please. Everything you do is planned. When you just walk into a beauty shop and say, I want my hair done, you call and you make a reservation, you make an appointment. So planning is very important. Some of you plan to save money for a car. Some of you have planned to save money for a house. You know, people that write me, they go, Richard, not only have I lost weight and I'm feeling better about myself, but I've saved enough money and I have bought my first home, or I've bought my first co-op, or my first condo. I mean, that's really nice. Connie, were you overweight as a child?
Yes. I started out as a premature baby. I was only 2 pounds. So I started out my life where people were trying to feed me. So I could gain weight. And then that led from being a skinny baby to a healthy baby, then being baby fat, and then on and on. In 3rd grade, 4th grade, I was a fat little kid going to elementary school. And
what did you go through at school being overweight?
Oh, God. I went to school every day in fear that was I going to be beat up by these 3 girls that I ended up by 6th grade being friends with, but from like 3rd grade to 6th grade, I had to worry about whether or not going to recess on the playground was going to mean getting beat up, or staying inside and being called the teacher's pet because you're afraid to go outside and be on the playground. So that was basically my elementary school days, and then junior high I was the fat kid in middle school, but it wasn't being beat up, it was just a verbal thing, but it got less as I got older. And it wasn't so much my mother or my stepfather being the fault for the food. I used food as comfort, basically, and I did it probably to get attention from my mother, because I didn't get that from my mother. I got it from my grandmother. She was like my mom. She raised me, and then I ended up being reversed my last few years in high school. I ended up taking care of her. So the food was just a way to just escape my grandmother.
Your grandmother was ill?
Yeah, she was in a nursing home. She had a couple of strokes and was in a nursing home, and I would go to work, and then I would go to school, and then I would visit my grandmother every day for 4 years in a nursing home and in the hospital. So that was my cycle for that 4 years.
Is that where you gained weight?
Actually, I lost weight in like 1983 when 2 years after all this, started taking care of my grandmother, and then I kept it off for about 5 years, and then as she progressively got worse and near her passing, I started to eat again. And then I just decided, well, what worked before didn't matter, and the wings at the dorm and the pizza and the potato skins were better than going out and playing racquetball or doing aerobics or whatever I was doing before. So food became comfort again, and it wasn't an attention thing. It was just, I didn't think enough about it to see that the scale was going up again. It's so easy that scale just goes back up so easily without even knowing it, and losing 83 pounds and then gaining it all back plus more. And then my highest was about 288, 290 before I decided to say, well, okay, what are you going to do? Do this your whole life or make a change?
So what caused you to make the change?
I guess it was just being tired of being sick and tired. Just deciding that, I'm 50 pounds from my goal. I'm not done by any means, but just deciding that I don't want to do this for another 30 years or 20 years. I don't want to be up and down. I just want to be healthy and get it done and be done with it and keep it that way.
So what is your plan? What's the plan? Do you have a particular targeted plan, or are you still doing this?
I'm working on a plan. I was, wishy-washy with it, and now I've been taking an inventory every day and just kind of looking at where I am and where I want to be and making small goals and not saying, okay, I have 50 pounds to lose and I need to do it in 3 months. If I figure this time I've taken the weight off more slowly than in the past, and it's staying off now. I don't think that there's a big rush.
You like that feeling of, and I think everyone
Consistency, I guess.
likes it if you just steadily lose it, and maybe some weeks you don't lose as much, but it's just steady and it's slow, which takes that virtue that all of us have a difficult time with, and that's patience. So you have lost now how much?
90 pounds.
90. So your plan is just to continue.
Yeah, and just work harder on the exercise and just make better choices with the food and just try to be consistent and just persevere. It's just a day at a time thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My name's Elisa Geigas. Since February, I've kept off 45, and actually 48 pounds. But, well, that's good. That's the good news.
So there's good and bad news?
Yes. Well, I mean, that's good news.
I always like the bad news for, okay, so you're saying good news is you've kept off 48 pounds. What is go get a big sack of potatoes and weigh it, 48 pounds, okay? Take it, and then put a rope around it. And then take the rope and put it around you so that it drags in back of you. Upstairs, downstairs, in your car, out your car, in your shower, out your shower, in your tub, out your tub, in the bed, getting up, doing your exercises, making love, 48 pounds. But now you're heading downhill because you're gaining weight back. So why do you not have a plan? What plan were you on?
I was on a plan where I was monitoring, it was balanced, actually writing down, monitoring my intake of carbs and protein and vegetables and fruits in small portions. So it was a very well balanced.
So what you're saying is that you ate from all 6 food groups.
I was eating from all 6 food groups and portioning them out every day.
If this is true, say it. I was exercising on a regular basis.
I was exercising on a regular basis.
I was thinking positive thoughts about myself.
I was thinking a lot of positive thoughts about myself.
Now, I'm going to say these things. If they're not true, just say pass. My future was looking very bright.
Pass.
Even though I lost my weight and was feeling good about myself, my future was looking very bright.
Pass.
Even though I lost 48 pounds, I wasn't satisfied enough and I was still hard on myself.
Even though I had lost 48 pounds, I was still hard on myself.
Well, let me ask you before that, why didn't you still feel some kind of buzz off of 48 pounds?
Well, I was feeling a buzz. I was feeling a buzz, but I wasn't even thinking about the future.
What happened to the plan that you were following? It's still there. The eating can still be portioned and you still can exercise. Where did you go wrong? What happened to change the course of your path?
I had a very stressful day one day, and I wanted something salty. And I was in the store, and I thought if I just get a few little potato chips, I'll be fine. And I thought, okay, that's not going to affect me that much. So I went for that one little thing. And then a couple days later, I went for something else. And the next, a couple days later, I went for that and something else. And then it's just the food just kind of got out of hand. And I started using food again
Wait a
to
minute.
numb me.
Because of a stressful work day, so stress makes you eat.
Stress makes me look for comfort, and I've used food for comfort.
Okay, I will say something. Just repeat it if you please. I have stressful times at the workplace.
I have stressful times in my workplace.
There are people at work I don't get along with, and it affects my mood.
Pass.
I love my job.
Pass.
Oh,
Food helps me keep my composure.
Food helps me keep my composure.
So, does food talk to you? Does
No.
it say, all right, now listen, look, you're having a rough day here. I mean, is it a metamorphosis? Does it sit down with you and say, all right, now look, we're having a really stressful day here, and I'm gonna help you out. You want me to help you out? Let me help you out. Open me up. Open up the plastic. All right. Now lift me up one at a time and put me to your mind. I mean,
No, the food's not talking to me. There's a voice inside of me that's talking to me.
and the voice inside of you is saying,
Just take a little bit of that. It's going to feel good. Just take some of that.
whose voice is that? I mean, whose voice is that?
It's a voice that protects me and wants to shut up the outside world and just shut it off.
So is there something in...
It's a protector.
So it's not just the stress at the office,
No.
it's that in combination with other things in your life, past things in your life.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not just the work, it's other things. Okay, how do we now, I mean, you kept off 48, okay, 48 is very near 50, 50 is very near 75, 75 is very near 100, you know, and that's the route you should be on. How can you regain the confidence in yourself to go back to work, not let the stress make you eat? How can you get back on program? If your body could talk to you, what would your body say to you now?
Elisa, your knees are hurting right now. Your lower back is hurting. Your neck is hurting. Your feet are hurting because you were standing up too much yesterday. And you're tired more now than you were before.
Elisa, what's going to take you to get back on plan, to get back on program, to get back on what you did to get the results that you got? What are you going to do?
Elisa, what you need to do right now is you need to take one day. Just give yourself one day right now where you're going to focus on what you're eating, concentrate on it, be focused on it, plan it out for the day, and do it just for one day. And then the next day, do the same thing. And then the next day, do the same thing. And then the next day, do the same thing.
When will the first day start for you? Is today okay? How is today
I
going
can work
so
with
far?
I can work with what I've had to eat so far today.
What
I had
did you have so far
I had a
today?
scrambled egg this morning. I had a bagel with some low-fat cream cheese and a slice of lox.
And a slice of
Lox.
lox, okay. So today is your first day.
I can easily make today my first day.
Okay, because you're here and exercise and you've eaten pretty... Okay. Thank you.
Can I just say one more thing though? It's not only can I do it today, but what I need to say for myself is I'm willing to commit to doing it today. And that's more important than I can do it, is that I am doing it today.
You are doing it today. Thank you, Elise. Who in the room is on their plan but is in the early stages of their plan? Like, you know, very early stages. Oh, the tape's running out. You've got to turn it over to hear the rest. So do it now. Thanks.
we will be doing it in part number 6. The second part right after this.